Hello and welcome back to McClaren Performance for an episode today where I want to talk about Newcastle United. They're doing really well at the moment, but I want to specifically look at their relationship with intensity. There's a number of reasons you could look at for the success of Newcastle United at the moment. I think the main one, and one that everybody really understands, is they have a lot more money to play with. They've signed a lot of players. It's quite a different team to what it was, say, under Steve Bruce. But to say their success at the moment is down just to that, I think it takes away a lot from what Eddie Howe and his coaches are doing at Newcastle United at the moment. And if you're like me and you've looked into the details of how they play and what they've changed and what they're doing, one big aspect of what they physically do on the pitch, tactically what they are doing, is they are very good at pressing. They're very good at working off the ball, specifically when the opposition has the ball in their half of the pitch, going from the keeper. They do a lot to press those teams. If you look at the statistics, it really shows that Newcastle have improved a lot this season on winning the ball in the final third, and that's improved a lot over last season and the season before that as well. Just from watching them against Manchester United just a few weeks ago, you could really see that happening on the pitch. Although arguably Manchester United did well to work the ball out from the back anyway, you could see Newcastle United working really hard off the ball, making it really difficult for Manchester United, really making it difficult for them to play any of their football, because Newcastle just played with such intensity. And intensity, as you can really tell just from watching them, really is their key word that they stand by. It's a really good article, an interview from Matt Targett, kind of revealing the philosophy behind the scenes. Eddie Howe always emphasising that our identity is intensity. And why I'm kind of interested in talking about that in this episode is because I think that is such a simple message, but one that is so effective at the same time. As a coach, talking to players, trying to construct a team, you can give a lot of information to players, and you can often, and many a times, give too much information, which is why I think the simplicity of just one word and how that encapsulates almost every aspect of a team's performance, I think is genius in a lot of ways. Everybody knows what intensity or intense is. I mean, if you want to know the definition of it, it is of extreme force, degree, or strength. It's a simple message. Every player understands what it is. But for me as well, it encapsulates every aspect of performance. Say, look at the FA four-corner model. The psychological, the social, the tactical, and the technical. The physical alongside that as well. Intensity can apply to every aspect of that in different ways. Regards to the technical and the tactical, since Eddie Howe came in, as Matt Targett has said, they do a lot of work off the ball. They do a lot of work with regards to shape. These days, in a lot of football, you look at that Manchester United at the moment, doing the work off the ball is just as equally important, if not more important, as that is where you get the edge over your opponent. So in that sense, Newcastle players know that they have to be intense when it comes to pressing, when it comes to working off the ball. When they see someone with the ball, everybody comes together to swarm that player that has the ball. But it applies to, say, that physical aspect as well. These players have to be incredibly fit to do what they need to do off the ball, to work at that intensity. So their work in the gym, the work on their fitness, everything outside of everything on the pitch has to be intense as well to match that intensity on the pitch. From a psychological perspective as well, intensity is such a key value to have. One of the reasons I wanted to do this video is because we always do things like value setting, where a team kind of identifies the 3-4 things. This is what identifies us as a team. But often when teams do that, it doesn't have any real connection to the technical, the tactical, what is actually happening on the pitch. And why I love that use of intensity is because it can be used with regards to the pitch, the technical, the tactical, everything like that. It also applies, psychologically as well, to be intense in your thoughts. Discussions around that psychologically can apply to the pitch as well. It encapsulates everything. But also socially as well, intense with each other, intensely committed to what Newcastle United, the team, is. If you've ever seen a Newcastle United fan, they are intense. It really encapsulates well what Newcastle United is and what it is growing towards at the moment. It brings simplicity. It brings absolute identity to what that team is. The fans can identify with that as well. From that, you see a stadium, St James's Park, that is impossible for an away team to play at the moment. Fans, coaches, players, staff, everybody on board with the same message of intensity. There's another great article as well that provides quite a lot of insight. One specific example is that Eddie Howe gets the players to talk in front of the rest of the group, in front of the players, in front of the coaches, talk about themselves. As well as that, apparently the manager talks a lot about the history of the club, inviting ex-players to come in and talk to the players as well. Everything focused, again, around that identity, getting the identity of the individual players, allowing a connection for that with the club that is in the past that it has had, and also what it is at the present with regards to intensity. But that emphasis that the manager has on identity, on togetherness, on understanding the players and the staff, and then creating one focus around that, I think is such a big key for why they are doing so well. It's the psychological underpinning, I think, of what makes that team so good. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to highlight about Newcastle United. Yes, they have more money coming in, they're signing good players, but their real strength comes from that simplicity in their organisation and the message that they give with regards to intensity as well. And you can see that translate into the performance for 90 minutes every week. So yeah, thank you for watching and listening. Let me know what you think about Newcastle United, what I've been talking about there. Do you think that's relevant to the performances that they're having at the moment? I think there's maybe something else. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe, everything like that. Leave a review on the podcast, and I will see you again hopefully soon, maybe next week.